This is Sam Sulek.
Sam Sulek.
It's Sam Sulek.
And our community has a new tyrant, and he goes by the name of Sam Sulek.
And so that was 21-year-old Canon Sam Sulek, who is the next biggest thing in bodybuilding.
A man out of the ordinary.
He's smashing on TikTok. He's got 1.1 million followers and 16 million likes.
And in case if you never heard of this guy, he's only 21 years of age, and as you can tell, he's clearly on abusive doses of performance-enhancing drugs.
A genetic phenom.
Now, he obviously has good bodybuilding genetics. You need good genetics to reach this size at all.
And it's as no surprise to me as this guy has extremely gifted genetics.
Sam Sulek is a one of one. I had a chance to be around a lot of athletes, and he's 20, 21. He's a one of one.
Yo, he's 1 out of a million. He is, because the genetics that he has, you can see it. I've been around this industry my whole life too, and you don't see this that often.
But believe me when I say that he's probably one of the worst things that could have happened to the fitness industry.
He's very influential, incredibly influential. There are a lot. The kid in the question was talking about him and all his buddies watching him. One of the guys that works with us, his son, watches him. Yeah. Influencers are not mono-influential. Like they're not just influencing you in one area. You're not just looking at him saying, I want to train like him. They're doing it and they want to train like him because they want to be like him.
Me, as impressionable as I was at that age, I think that looking at what he's taking, I'd be like, okay, maybe I need to do that too. If I want to look like this guy, I want to be like this guy, I got to do what he does, and that means I got to take the risk that he takes.
Rapid social media fame.
He is gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers a month. He will have millions of followers across his social media platforms soon.
Sponsorships coming his way.
Sam, I'd like to offer you a contract with Hostile.
Oh shit.
And millions looking up to him.
He's smashing on TikTok. He's got 1.1 million followers and 16 million likes.
But regardless of his endless influence and admiration from young teens, he's putting himself and the millions looking up to him in massive danger.
He's very influential, incredibly influential.
How could such an intelligent human being eat such a horrendously awful diet? No one should copy what Sam Sulek's doing with his diet.
He's only 20 or 21 years old, and he's all on the sauce, and it just makes me sick.
You know, we all know you don't get like this without doing something. And it's not a little bullshit like my 150 milligrams of testosterone a week. He's taking grams of shit.
As you can tell, he's clearly on abusive doses of performance-enhancing drugs.
You've seen this story before, and usually it's a sad and scary one.
I saw a comment on a video that this kid said that he showed his mother, who was a former competitive bodybuilder who had abused steroids. They showed him Sam, and she said, don't get attached to him.
July 25th, 2022. Sam's first video on TikTok. It would start off simple with general fitness content giving honest and good advice, but without knowing how quickly things would grow later on. As his first videos only got a couple thousand views, he realized something wasn't being done right. Sam is a smart kid. He knows very well how to go viral, which we saw very recently. In their book Made to Stick, Chip and Dan Heath go over a framework for what makes something go viral, and Sam fulfills almost all of them. His message is simple, he doesn't overthink his workouts nor his diet. He was unexpected. This massive young kid coming out of nowhere making sometimes crazy bold claims. His message is concrete, he's credible, just look at him, and he brings emotion and stories through his car talks. Add with it a good mixture of bringing controversy with bold and absolute claims on TikTok, being very honest and transparent, and being very relatable to his audience on YouTube. Sam would completely blow up on TikTok with 1.2 million followers, on YouTube with over 1 million, and on Instagram with almost 900,000, whilst only having 2 posts. Sam would bring back very basic, yet craved vlog style videos where it's only him and his iPhone, his car talks, and the gym grind. Something many people in the world love doing, except it's all on their own. Sam brought something purely honest to the fitness community that people truly wanted. Yet, this isn't over, because whether he did it on purpose or not, the videos he made were excellent for people to make content about. People could very easily repurpose his car talks with his sometimes absurd but appealing personality into memes and jokes, which would ultimately bring him even more fame and attention.
03. Even if that's wrong, I do know that it is fucking chest day.
Sam is either a hidden marketing genius or completely lucky, but by combining very good marketing, a completely honest, transparent and fun personality, and bringing something back that people truly wanted to see, it allowed him to appeal to a large audience of people. In the recent few months, Sam has literally been exploding online like never seen before. going from 80,000 subs on YouTube on the 18th of May to 950,000 just under 4 months later on the 12th of September, which is mind-blowing growth.
He is gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers a month. He will have millions of followers across his social media platforms soon.
And is at this moment in time getting almost 20,000 subscribers a day. Issue is that this fame and attention is likely on the wrong person and could have terrible consequences not only for him, but his audience too. Influencer, a person who inspires or guides the actions of others. Sam Sulek has that, and he has it over an enormous audience. People aren't only influenced by an influencer's words, but also his actions.
Influencers are not mono-influential. Like they're not just influencing you in one area. You're not just looking at him saying, I want to train like him. They're doing it and they want to train like him because they want to be like him.
With Sam, this is a big problem. Although his words are an inspiration to thousands by promoting cardio, which is fantastic,
Daily cardio is just fucking good for you.
his behavior is a whole different story, which is where it becomes a problem.
Me, as impressionable as I was at that age, I think that looking at what he's taking, I'd be like, okay, maybe I need to do that too. If I want to look like this guy, I want to be like this guy, I got to do what he does, and that means I got to take the risk that he takes.
Sam initially built his audience on TikTok. A majority of TikTok's users, or about 33%, are teenagers between 10 and 19 years old, compared to older generations only accounting for 29, 16, 14, and 7%. And Sam built most of his audience from that youngest generation. When I remember my younger years, I believed everything that was said about fitness and what was healthy for me. This got me deep into a keto diet, which isn't bad, but the calorie restriction that came with it was. Sam's audience is young and impressionable, just as I was. They look up to him, see him as a role model.
So how do you know Sam?
Oh, I watch him like every night.
He's very influential, incredibly influential. There are a lot. The kid in the question was talking about him and all his buddies watching him. One of the guys that works with us, his son, watches him.
They want to be like him. They're ready to copy his behavior to get what he has. There are thousands of comments each and every day saying how great he is. Teens are making videos in the same style as him, trying to be like him. Meme compilations are being made about him. Sam is the big thing at this moment, with tens of thousands of teens looking up to him. But by seeing him as a role model, it could quickly become very dangerous. With one of the worst diets in the fitness industry,
the amount of sugar he's consuming, fried food too, probably cooked in a lot of seed oil. If you have all those factors and then you throw on top of that a bunch of high fructose corn syrup, yeah, that's probably something you want to avoid.
How could such an intelligent human being eat such a horrendously awful diet? No one should copy what Sam Sulek's doing with his diet.
And a completely intuitive training style like this, it could go wrong for a lot of people. Sam's way of living, training, and dieting is very unique and works likely only for him. I mean, you can't debate on that, just look at him. But for most people, this is far from being sustainable long term. Add on top his steroid use that people may want to replicate, it becomes that much more dangerous. Remember, his audience are mostly teens from the ages of 10 to 19 wanting to become like him, either out of cravings of success or out of pure fandom. If you look around, look at the whole fitness industry, you can see a trend happening. Going back even a couple years ago, discussing drug use or PED use was very taboo. People didn't talk about it, and it created a lack of trust between fitness influencers and the population. They either completely avoided talking about their use or openly lied about it, which is known as fake natties. The public was craving honesty, and with that came a new generation of more open influencers talking about their drug use and being honest about it, without necessarily promoting them. They warned people about their dangers and certainly did not encourage people to do like them. But as people became more and more honest, we saw a rise of people promoting them, consciously or subconsciously, openly talking about everything they took or take, and seemed to do so at a younger and younger age. While steroids and PED use seemed very taboo at first, it now seems like there's a normalization of their use. Sam using steroids so casually is helping normalize steroids from a very young age. I mean, there's a reason why steroids were viewed so badly for so long. There's such a fine balance between never talking about anything and openly promoting and normalizing them. We're at the point where PED use is so normal and open that people are dying from it, and they're dying from it very early. Micaiah Childress, 20 years old. Boston Lloyd, 29 years old. Dallas McCarver, 26 years old, and I could go on. To top it all off, Sam's in a vicious cycle where everything bad that he's doing comes with positive feedback and positive reinforcement. His audience loves him and what he does. He got a contract from Hostile, he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and does all of that whilst doing what he loves. And to keep riding that dopamine wave, he has to constantly improve to satisfy his audience further, keep increasing the doses, and keep improving the physique constantly to stay relevant. And this story happens over and over again.
And we've seen this story before. and usually it's a sad and scary one. We've seen Dallas McCarver, dead, 26 years old. Boston Lloyd, 29 years old. How many? We've seen so many people go down this route in life as a kid, blow up really fast. We've seen this story, and we know the ending.
And eventually, he'll realize when he gets older that the extreme drug use and the attention pushing him further down that road wasn't worth it. He'll realize that the way he ate destroyed him from the inside, and he'll have on his conscience that a good part of his audience followed the same route as him and also had to suffer the consequences, all because of what he promoted. Of course, all of that if he's able to survive until that point. Now with all of that, we can't ignore the good he's doing for his community. With thousands of comments explaining how they started doing cardio consistently thanks to him, people getting motivated again to hit the gym, and fans doing their best in their fitness goals again. We have to acknowledge the fact that he has a very positive impact on many. And with a daily vlog coming out, it's a journey that Sam is taking his audience on. Is Sam a force for good or bad? Probably both, like we all are. The question is, how much damage will he cause with the bad side of his message, and will he try to improve the message he's putting out? Or will he keep living with a horrible diet and abusive steroid use until he ceases to exist?